Welcome back, RuralVacantLand.com. This is Luke Smith. I've got another property for you. People are always asking for land in Florida. I got another one. Let's take a look at this. Lake Okeechobee, Florida, bass fishing land. If you look at a map of Florida, there's a big lake in the middle, and that lake is Lake Okeechobee. When I was a kid, watching cable TV, whatever happened to cable TV, right? There was a show, and the guy was called Roland Martin. Roland Martin would go bass fishing. And his favorite place to go bass fishing was Lake Okeechobee, and he'd talk about Lake Okeechobee and how great it was, up, down, right, left, and center. He'd make all these shows about bass fishing in Lake Okeechobee, all the different lures he'd catch and the ways he would cast. He'd use a bait casting rod, and when I was always using spin casting rods, I look at that, I'm like, maybe I should try one of those reels. And he would sell different lures and tackle and all that kind of stuff on the show. Or the advertisers would, and then he'd be back out there, a guy with a camera, talking to the camera, catching bass, one after another, and they'd cut out all the dead time in between, right? It just looked like you caught hundreds of bass and you never missed in Lake Okeechobee. And so watching that show, I always wanted to go fishing in Lake Okeechobee, and I wanted to catch some bass. And so that's what I think of this area is Roland Martin catching bass in Lake Okeechobee. So if you remember those shows, I don't know if he's still around or what, but that's a huge bass fishing place. So let's take a look at this property and pull up some maps. I'll show you its location to Lake Okeechobee. So I'm asking $69,000. Just got this one on the website. It's 42 people already looked at it. It's 0.7 acres, and it's in Okeechobee County, Florida. It's got my name and number up here. If you want to call me and ask questions, I'll try to answer as much as I can. But it's just it's a straightforward rectangle piece of land. The neighbors are doing mobile homes, manufactured homes, building homes. Here's a diagram. We've got pictures of this from the air, satellite pictures and stuff. If you hit the link below in the description of this video, it'll take you back to the website, and you can look at these diagrams. I mean, it looks like one neighbor's got a pool down here. This looks like above ground style pool. It's throwing a shadow. Here's a street view of the property. It's got a driveway already kind of cut through the bushes back into the property. Looking at satellite views, it looks like I don't know if it's still there or not. I've never been to the property. It looks like an old boat might be in the back of the property. So somebody else's Lake Okeechobee bass fishing dreams, right? I doubt the boat works or whatever. You can always get a new boat. Okay, so here's a street view of the area and some of the homes in the area. I'd be slicing fish and planting a garden, just make a graveyard and turn it into a garden. See, here's there's an old boat like buried in the trees back here on the property. I don't know if it's still there or not. So here's a satellite view. We're in Florida. Here's the lake. So we're just in the north end of the lake. And I've done mailers around these lakes and a lot of the lakes in Florida, and I was always trying to target waterfront properties. It's really hard to get waterfront on Lake Okeechobee. It doesn't really happen. I think the lake level changes a lot with the seasons. And so they make these like dikes and things around the lake to kind of keep it controlled. Other parts of Florida, it's just really hard to get waterfront property in these areas. So nice little neighborhood just to the north of the lake is a good way to go. And then you can launch the boat into the lake and go catch fish. I was looking at the seasons of when and what you can catch here. And I was seeing crappie and bluegill were in the springtime. Summer, it's catfish. And in the winter months, it's bass, like largemouth bass. So I think you can catch all those fish other times of the year, but there's certain times of the year when it goes off even more. So here's Okeechobee is the town. Here's the property here just off the side of town. So you get groceries and supplies and all that kind of stuff. Here's the big white sandy beaches over here. Beautiful, beautiful beaches. This is Fort Pierce and Hutchinson Island, and there's bridges to get out to these islands. So it'd be a drive over to these beaches, but you could do a day trip and go check out the beaches of the Atlantic and then come back and catch some fish. I mean, you could go fishing while you're there too. You get some pretty awesome weather. So here's some diagrams. This is a shape. It's a rectangle, 0.7 acres. like a lot of properties. Okay, we've gone around in a circle. So here's the maps. Let's pull up these maps. So these maps, again, they're on the website. You can go to the description in this video. If you're on your phone or on your computer or your laptop, whatever, it'll take you back to the website, and you can play with this map. If you're watching it on TV like Roku, or something, the links don't work, but you have to pull it up on your phone or something to go play with this map. So there's power lines that go up and down the street here. The neighbors are doing water wells and septics. So this is a good sized property to fit a water well and a septic and a house. They give you room. See the sizes of these yards. They're not cookie cutter little piled on top of each other trying to maximize the number of houses on a sewer line. This is put a septic in, get a yard, get some area, room to breathe. There's another property for sale down here, I think, a couple streets over, asking $120,000. They've got I don't know if they had a septic or they're tested for septic, but they had the water. I think they did have a septic. They had a septic and a water well installed already for like 100. They're asking 120. I'm asking $69,000. Got to put your own water well and your own septic in. I mean, there's ponds. There's a pond. There's a pond. There's ponds in 365 degrees. I'm sure there's water here. I'm sure the water table is not very deep at all. The cost to drill a well is not going to be, it's not worth paying. I don't think it's worth paying double for the property to go drill a well and put a septic in. You might want to do it yourself to save some money. It's it's digging a hole, and there's a bunch of different septic systems. Some of the modern septic systems, you can get them delivered. They come in plastic and pieces you put together like Legos, and you just read the instructions like you just picked up some furniture at IKEA or something. And you dig and you put some sand, and like the Presby system, it's a Canadian system. I'm not sure it's approved in Florida, but some of the places around the country are using them. Like here in San Diego, I mean, you can just it's almost like an order off Amazon, and it's cheaper than the classic cement chunks and systems that go all over the place. They take a lot less room. They're much more efficient. They're a lot cheaper. Some of the modern septics, you could just do it yourself. Okay, so if we zoom out, here's the town, here's the lake. I keep looking at the lake because I want to go catch some bass, right? Look at the size of this lake. I don't know what the size is, but it's ginormous. This is the main lake in Florida. If we do this over to the maps, you got the classic Miami to Boca, Fort Lauderdale, Boca, like the whole money run here. This is where it's always going off. This is where everyone's asking for land that I can't ever get. And then just north of there, I got this land right here. Beautiful weather. We're in the weather window. This is like the weather happens, the price is low, and you got bass fishing craziness. You can go over here and go up and down the coast and enjoy it. You could hit the road and you could go down the Keys and do some like Isla Mirada sport fishing capital of the world stuff for a weekend trip, and then run back to your place and go bass fishing during the week, right? So there's this property, and we'll zoom right up here. 69 grand. Okay. Look, there's Leonard's Well Drilling right up here. I don't know, it's just off the screen. Leonard's Well Drilling. I mean, there's locals that can put a water well in for you. I pull this up on Zillow. Everything that's for sale, houses and everything that's for sale. I thought I had it narrowed down to land, but I don't even have to do that. The only thing that's for sale is another piece of land asking 120 grand. Oh, it's a little bit bigger. It's 1.17. Okay, I was thinking it was the same size. They got a driveway and a fence. Okay, I don't have a cement driveway, and but they're asking 120. No HOA. This neighborhood, they brag about no HOA. They got a storage shed and water well and electricity set up. But I mean, they're asking double the price. So 69, I'm asking 69, and they're asking 120. So go take a look at them. I don't know these people, but take a look at that one. Take a look at mine, and see which one's right for you. If this area and if this whole idea makes sense, right? Shopping for land sometimes takes years. Some people it takes minutes. and just go for it. So I'm just keep presenting the ones that I have and see if one of them's right for you. Thanks for listening. Thanks for watching. It's Luke Smith, RuralVacantLand.com. See you in the next one. Bye.